Oh my goodness, I feel like I haven't gone live in a hot minute. It's so nice to be on. And first and foremost, I just want to thank you. Thank you everyone that have been sending us all those lovely messages on Instagram following our house hunting journey. It has been such an amazing ride. Thank you so much. And today is it's a very vulnerable share on my part, and I wanted to share this with you guys because it brought up a very kind of interesting journal entry for myself in the last couple of days, and I wanted to come here and have this very candid, very open, very raw and real conversation with you guys. So as many of you guys know from Instagram, we are in the process of this really massive life decision, life upgrade. This is probably the biggest up level and upgrade of my life. I feel like maybe I'm just feeling like that because I'm in it right now, but we are buying our first like multi-million dollar mansion. It's just a really big deal for us, for both of us to be the first in our families to be able to like do something like this. Well, it's not the Irfan isn't the first in his family, but in my family, I'm definitely the first. So it is just feeling like a very big deal. And I had this moment when I was journaling, thinking of some people from my past. And the thought that came up for me was quite surprising because I haven't had a thought like this in a while. And I was like, oh, I wish some of these people were here so that I could celebrate this really huge milestone with them, because we're just in such a beautiful flow and like heart openness with my children, my husband. We're just having such a good time, and a lot of our newer friends. And as I thought of some of these older people from my life, I had this moment of like, oh, it would have been so nice. And as I started journaling, what came up was I couldn't have gotten here if those people were still in my life, right? I want you to just sit here for a moment, right? Letting those people go, releasing people who did not contribute to my well being, was part of the process to me getting here. Releasing these people created the space, the money, the energy to actually be able to hold a huge manifestation like this, right? Many of you guys that are not new to my channel know that I grew up in very inconsistent poverty money settings. There was a period of my life where we were homeless. So I have experienced a lot in my life. I've had to overcome a lot. There was a lot of sexual trauma, rape, a very nasty divorce, being a single mom. So I've had to overcome a lot of things. So this huge milestone still brings up like, oh my God, like I get to have this, like this gets to meet my next level. So when that thought came up, and when I journaled on what does it mean, right? Could these people have stayed in my life, and could I have made it here? And I'm here to tell you there is no way that if I had kept these people in my life, the ones that I was like, oh, it would have been so nice to share this moment with them, there would be this moment to share. And so my message for you today is that you must learn to let go and deselect the people from your life that are not meant for your highest good. These are not people that wish you well. These are not people that want to contribute to your well-being. And honestly, my husband has this thing that he says that is gold. He says, I don't even care if people don't contribute to my well-being as long as they're not taking something away, right? So basically what he's saying is like, he's okay with the neutral friends, right? He's okay with people, family, friends that are like neutral. They're not adding anything, but they're not subtracting anything either, right? But most of us are hanging on to people that are actually subtracting from our well-being. They're actually taking you down. They actually want you to fail. They're not rooting for your well-being. They're like rooting for your failure, right? And how can you have any self-respect and dignity and be in alignment internally if those are the type of people that you're surrounded with, right? So as I was reflecting on this huge moment and that thought that came up, I was like, they had to go. I could not have dragged them with me here. They did not belong in this version of me, in this version of my life where I am well, where I'm prosperous, where I'm abundant, where I'm deeply loved and I feel valued and worthy with the people that I hang out with, right? So that is my really important message for you today, because there will be times in your journey where you will be getting married or buying a house or having babies, where maybe that thought will come in your mind. Maybe you're going through that now, where you will say, oh, well, maybe I'll just like call them up and maybe they'll be excited for me. And I hope that they are. For your sake, I hope that they are happy for you. I hope that they are people that mean well. But most of the time, if you've had to let them go for whatever reason, right? Most people are not sitting around doing their inner work. They're not growing the way you and I are growing. They're not committed to inner work the way that you and I are committed to inner work, right? For example, if I had let someone go from my past and they were doing their inner work separately and I was doing my inner work, and then we came together and it was like this beautiful union of friendship or whatever, great, right? But what are the chances that the average person is sitting around doing inner work? The truth is, most people live their entire life the same. They have the same limiting beliefs, the same way of speaking, the same thought patterns on repeat. So even if you have a 10-year gap, you may walk in to the same situation. In fact, I had a situation like that recently. Out of the blue, a random friend that I haven't spoken to in like 5 years texted me. I think this is when we were in Mexico. And I was like, oh, I haven't spoken to her in 5 years, whatever. So I'm texting her back. And the minute I actually engage her in conversation, she's still talking about the damn problems and the damn things that were happening 5 years ago. I don't even recognize myself in the last 5 years. Like, I feel like I'm a completely different cellular being, and she's still talking about the same problems. In fact, she even said, sorry to be bringing up the same old stuff to you, although we're connecting so many years later. And I'm like, thank you, universe, for reminding me that if you go back in time, if you get a time machine and go back in time, it's the old same crap, right? You go back to the 80s, the VCR is there, right? The big bulky televisions are there, because that's what existed back there. So you can't get on your time machine and go back in the past and expect the future to find you there. No, girl, the future is this way, okay? It's not gonna be there. So let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, hello, Patrice. Hi, Free Spirit. Hi, Kabibi. Hey, babe. So nice to have you guys. And while I have you guys, I do have a very important announcement, although I'm kind of jittery and nervous about this too. So I have a brand new offering that I almost wish that people don't find out about, because it is called the Savage Feminine, and this is the first course that I've ever created, or I'm creating now, that I actually don't want too many people to find out. It is a secret offering. I call it my underground trainings. So this is all the advice and all the transmissions passed down to me from my mother and grandmother that are so politically incorrect, so out there, so real, so raw, so goddess energy, so Kali energy, that I dare not even put this publicly out on YouTube. That's what's being called to come through me. It's called the Savage the Savage Feminine, and I call it, the tagline is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the tagline is the FU guide to dating and relationships. So if you need the savage awakened in you, if you need to be a whole nother level of unbothered, and honestly, at the end of the day, babe, if you want to create the kind of life where everything works out for you, where only the people that mean well for you, where you are always provided for, where you get everything that you desire and more, even more than you can desire, then you need to have at least part of your personality have that flavor, right? That's why I always talk about giving people the energetic finger and like being unbothered, because you think I could have made it here where I am living my best life ever if I was dragging along people with me that didn't mean me well, that didn't have my best interests at heart, that were not contributing to my well-being, that were not, forget providing, they were like seeking or seeping energy from me. Like, no, of course not, because manifestations require a holding of energy. You need energy to enjoy your manifestations. Think of it this way: if the guy shows up that you wanted to marry, but you have no energy, you're down on the bed, how is that going to serve you? If the house that you wanted showed up, but you don't have energy to enjoy it, how is that going to serve you? So creating space through letting people go creates more energy for you. That's what I'm teaching in the Savage Feminine. It's starting, I'm going to start it in June. Hopefully, I'll have a brand new location that I will be launching it from. But the next 24 hours is the pre-order price. The price does go up tomorrow. So for those of you guys that are interested, it is listed in the description box for you. And so that is my message for today. Also, those of you guys that have the Dream Girl course, the third module has been updated, uploaded, and will be available later today. All right, so I hope this message finds you well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.